So every school puts forward a couple of teams and they have in-school finals, so that then when it comes to March, there's one team from every school goes up to Ramsey and we do a multimedia presentation, 10 to 12 minutes on the charity that we're representing. We've all been assigned one. We talk about how over the past couple of months we've been raising awareness for this charity, how we've been fundraising, our contacts with the charity, because we have to be in close contact and be talking to them, keeping them updated on what we're doing. And if we happen to win or come second, we win a large sum of money for our chosen charity.
Okay, Finnola, tell us who your charity is then.
Okay, so our charity is DO, which is Developing Orphans, and they work in Uganda, basically. Helping.
They do incredible work, don't they? I understand at the moment they work with 63 child-led families, which are made up of 193 orphans left destitute by war. Was this a charity that you'd heard of before?
Well, we hadn't heard of it until One World Charity Challenge came and spoke to us. And then we had a Charities Day. So we went up in Douglas and they had basically a room with all the charities and some representatives. And we got to go and question them about their charities. And then we picked Do because we really liked the work that they did.
And Chloe, it's really interesting, isn't it, thinking about almost parallel lives, isn't it? These young people who are just in completely different circumstances.
Yeah, it certainly is. I think for us, it's just made us value our education so much more, because part of the work Do is doing, it's giving education to the children, but then to the older children, the leaders of their family, it's giving them basic functional skills so they can go out, they can get jobs. It's teaching the women to sew, they get involved in construction because it promotes sustainable development instead of just emergency aid. So it's like the quote, you can give a man a fish, or you can teach a man to fish. They're teaching them to fish. It's helping the communities socially and economically so that in the long run they'll be sustainable and they will be able to continue the work when Do leaves the area.
It sounds like you've really sort of invested in this quite passionately by the sound of things. Had either of you done any sort of fundraising or any charity work before this?
I've done little bits, but
I participated in just an inter-school charity challenge when I was in year 9, so when I was about 13, and we did it for the Manx Blind Welfare, but that was just an in-school competition. It wasn't quite on such a large scale as this.
And you must be learning so much from this experience.
Yeah, today we did we had a global citizenship talk with a representative from One World One World Centre, and that was really educational as well. And it's all piecing together. It's really good.
And as you mentioned, part of this whole process is raising awareness about the charity and also money for it. So what sort of things have you been doing so far?
So we're doing a concert next Wednesday. We've been selling tickets for that. It's Wednesday the 16th of January at Castle Rushen High School. We've gone out into our local communities publicising the event. If you go around Port St Mary and Port Erin, there's posters everywhere. We've got in contact with the local church groups, see if they'd like to bring their youth groups to the concert. It's just getting the local community behind us as well as just our school community.
And what sort of things are going to be happening at the concert?
So at the concert, we've got our school senior band, our school senior choir. We have a local Manx band, Bisky Brisk, which are very popular on the island. We've got some very talented soloists from our sixth form, Owen Williams, Ali Waters, Heather Parsons, all of whom will be performing at the event.
And this is open to anybody who would like to go along?
It is absolutely anybody. You can email CRHS@gmail.com. You can ring the school, or even if you just turn up on the nights, we'll be selling tickets on the doors. It's at 7:30, Castle Rushen High School next Wednesday.
So it sounds like this isn't just learning about the charity and it's not just raising money. You're both learning all kinds of skills outside of that, aren't you? Because you're putting concerts on, as you said, you're getting out into the community. What other things have you learned? Because you've had to promote, haven't you? So you've been learning about advertising. And had you done anything like that previously? And have the school sort of supported you in that and helped you with that?
Yeah, they've been really helpful. one of our teachers, Miss Metcalf, she's literally just guiding us through it all. It's really handy.
So helpful.
She's
She's
so helpful.
always available. Honestly, we wouldn't be sort of getting as involved in it if she wasn't so enthusiastic about it. So we
Yeah.
have got a lot to thank in her there.
Yeah.
But also things like for the event, we've created a Facebook page. We'd never done that before. It's learning how to get in contact with the local community. We've emailed local businesses saying, can you share our event? Can you publicise our event? So then it goes on to learning how to properly compose an email, properly learning how to speak to people. It's really taught us a lot.
And looking ahead to March, when you say the finalists and you have to give this big presentation, it would be just wonderful, I'm guessing, from your team's point of view, to be able to hand over some money to this charity.
Absolutely. There was a team a couple of years ago and they came second and they were representing developing orphans. So we're hoping to beat them.
Oh, fingers crossed. How are you feeling about the whole presentation? Is it a bit nerve-wracking?
A little bit, but we've got lots of assemblies lined up to practice our presentation and make sure it's top notch.
And I take it, are you just doing this in your own time then? Is this sort of every hour you can find, basically?
Yeah, just
It creeps into our private study time.
Oh, it's just, I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing. You two are just so articulate. I should say, somebody has emailed in, Chloe, somebody you might know, who says, what a well-spoken young lady that Chloe is, must get it from her mum.
Oh.
Wonder who that is.
Hello, Donna.
Hello, Donna Sloane. And we should also give a bit of a shout out to Manx Radio's very own William King as well.
Oh, yes, he is wonderful. And he will actually be co-hosting our concert on Wednesday, introducing all of the musical acts. He's very talented musically.
Oh,
known for some great jokes as well.
really?
Yeah, fantastic.
Is he? It's interesting. We've just been talking to Serena about her fundraising, and I wonder, from your point of view, listening to someone like Serena, just how inspirational that is.
Absolutely. It certainly gives us something to aim for. It's really good to have role models in the local community, like to see what good fundraising looks like.
And Serena, from your point of view, pretty heartening to see these two young women and hear what they're doing.
Yeah, I know. It's lovely to see, and I hope you continue and do more in the future.
Yeah.
Do you think you will, after you've done your presentation and after this, do you think you'd both continue to be interested in doing more charity fundraising work?
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like even knowing lots about the charity and the stuff that they do is kind of rewarding in itself, even though we haven't actually given any money or anything to them. But yeah, it's really good.
Absolutely. Even schemes like the Duke of Edinburgh, I'm involved in the Gold Duke of Edinburgh, that encourages an element of volunteering. So within Castle Rushen as a school, there is an awful lot of emphasis on getting involved, volunteering, raising money, realising how lucky you are to have been born on the island, to have education.
You must have no spare time at all, Chloe. Just thinking, it's absolutely
It's very
amazing.
scheduled.
Just remind people about the concert next week, because it'd be great to get as many people along there as possible. When is it happening and how can people get tickets?
It's happening next Wednesday, the 16th of January, 7:30 at Castle Rushen High School. You can get tickets by ringing the school. You can get tickets by emailing us. The email is wedocharitycrhs@gmail.com. Or even if you just turn up on the night, tickets will be sold on the door. There's a Facebook page as well.
Wonderful. We'll put all the details on the Women's
Thank
Day
you.
blog after the programme. But wonderful. I think you're just doing great work. And what a fantastic initiative by the One World Centre. It really is inspiring the next generation of fundraisers.
It is. Do you know, they do so much stuff in schools. They do, for a long time, I know they've been doing, for instance, the filmmaking competition with the primary schools, and just they are getting that information out there to even the youngest of our island residents. And it's so important because it just expands your horizons and makes you, as you've discussed and as the girls have said, so much more aware of what else is going on outside of our lovely little island.